Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Solon Stewart Field. It is Division III, Region 9 high school playoff football. As tonight in the regional semifinals, it's the undefeated Streetsboro Rockets at 11-0 taking on the 9-2 Chardon Hilltoppers. Hi again, everyone. Dave DeNatale alongside the D-Man, Dennis Manoloff, as we are here tonight at Stewart Field for, I think, D-Man, what figures to be a fun matchup tonight and really one of the most competitive regions in all of Northeast Ohio in high school football. Streetsboro unbeaten. They've never been this far in the playoff history against a time-tested Chardon Hilltopper program.
Well, first of all, let me say we are at stone cold Stewart Field. It is cold out there. I mean, it's decent in here in the press box, but we were out on the field before the game on the track, and it is a very cold condition, which means ball security, especially given these teams' proclivity for running the ball, is at a premium. You know, you've got to be able to hold on to the ball with all of the fakes and the potential, ball in the belly, pull it out stuff.
Right.
That you've got to be extra careful in these kind of conditions because it is very cold.
Yeah, I mean, this is, if you like, as I described it in our post at WKYC.com, if you like good old-fashioned, hard-nosed running football and strong defense, you're in for a treat tonight. You're going to see, or you're going to hear in our case, the Chardon Hilltoppers, they are wing T. I mean, they go old traditional football, old traditional values. Mitch Hewitt is their head coach, a former Hilltopper player before he went on to have success at Bowling Green, learned under Urban Meyer, became a coach.
Under you. Were you there when he was
there? I was there. And so, it's those old traditional values that Mitch has brought with this team. And defensively this year, they've been as good as anybody in Northeast Ohio. They have not allowed a single point in the second half in 6 consecutive ball games, talking about Chardon. They haven't allowed a point in the fourth quarter now, going on 11 games in a row.
That's really those are incredible streaks. And as we speak, I'm watching. Here they come. Yeah, here come the Hilltoppers. And they are jacked up. And they don't feel the cold right now. But, by the way, space heaters on both sides.
You were investigating in the D-Man walk before the game. You went to both benches just to kind of check things out.
I did the traditional walk around the track whenever I worked with Dino and Brian Crane. And while I was doing this one, I couldn't help but notice the space heaters on full blast on the Chardon sideline.
Yeah, they had industrial strength.
Oh, it's awesome. And then I come back and I go, guys, I'm not sure about Streetsboro. So I did another run through, and they have their two. They just hadn't cranked them up yet. But
yeah, they were conserving.
I mean, I talked about how cold it is, but at least on the sidelines, these guys are going to be able to keep warm because they have, as you said, industrial strength space heaters at the ready.
Streetsboro, 11-0. They won their first playoff game in school history last week. Beat another time-tested program in St. Vincent St. Mary to get here. But they're 11-0. I mean, and they're 11-0 coming off of a 4-6 season. And they've done it with their combination of running the football and defense. A little bit different in how they approach it. But, Mason Climack operates a very good offense. He can throw if he needs to, but he's got Chris Riley Richardson to run the football. Riley Richardson this year, 28 touchdown runs, 1,460 yards. So, again, this is one where whoever wins the line of scrimmage, both sides are going to win this game.
And you know this, it pretty much goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. The coaching is fantastic on both sides. You get this deep into the season, you get into this layer of the playoffs, and you know that a team's well coached, but especially so with a turnaround like Streetsboro's enjoyed.
Yeah.
You have to have good coaching in order to reverse the fortunes like Streetsboro has.
Pete Thompson talked about it this week. After they finished 4-6, and they had voluntary players to come in for films on the Saturday after the last game, and to a man, the entire junior class, now senior class, came in. They didn't want to look at the game that they had just played. They wanted to talk about the future and how they could build this program and what it would take for them to become successful. lo and behold, here they are.
There you go. I mean, what a great nugget you just shared, and that's why, in part, Streetsboro is where it is today.
Keaton Zigafus will kick it off for the Hilltoppers as Streetsboro won the toss and they elected to receive. They want to get the football in their offense's hands right away. The regional semifinal is underway. The kick is going to angle towards the end zone, be fielded at the 1, out to the 10, to about the 11-yard line, and that is about it. Good coverage downfield by Chardon, and it'll be first and 10 from about the 10-yard line. It was Chris Golson, who we'll call his number a lot on that return. He would have been better served just to let that ball trickle out of bounds or out of the end zone, but instead it'll be first and 10 for the Rockets. They're going to spot it, I believe, at about the 12-yard line here. All right, so Mason Klimak, a sophomore quarterback, having a terrific year, ready to go as they'll operate from the pistol, first and 10. And it'll be a run over to the right side. That's Riley Richardson. Flagged down. Riley Richardson down quickly. Might be a pre-snap penalty.
Yeah, looks like a false start. No, hold.
Oh, okay. So holding against the Rockets. So they get the poor field position to start the game, and then on their first offensive play, they have a hold.
Yeah, and I can say this to the listeners and the viewers. It is difficult down there, as far away as they are. The lighting is not great in that end.
Yes.
So it's hard to see. It just is. I mean, that's not an excuse, but that end is difficult to see.
Ball is at the right hash, and out of that penalty, it was declined again. Yeah, it's declined. So second and 10. And a Chardon Hilltoppers, they were looking at another flag down. I think a Hilltopper made contact with a Rocket, and this time the flag is going to be offsides encroachment against the Hilltoppers, so it'll be second and 5.
I don't understand. Well, okay. I push him back. I do
too. I'm surprised. Yeah, I was surprised about it too. You want to keep winning that field position. Klimak will keep it on that second and 5, and he'll plunge forward to about the 20 as the ball started at the 17. So it'll be about 3 on that run for Klimak, and it'll be now third down and 2.
Dino, how advantageous is this? The digital marker on with the chain gang.
Boy, you're right. Boy,
isn't that cool?
That's the first time I think we've seen that all year.
Yeah. All right, it's lighted.
Yeah, right.
A lighted number 3 right now. You can see it.
Can't miss it.
Now, where are the neon sticks?
Third and 2. They will go to the first man through, and that's Riley Richardson, and he will get the first down out to the 24-yard line. Chris Riley Richardson and Jordan Scarpino are the running backs. Donovan Washington injured. He will not play tonight for the Rockets. Carter Giacomo and Hunter Hopperton are the tight ends. Golson is the wide receiver. First and 10, Klimak will pitch to the left with room. Riley Richardson to the 30, forward to the 35, and out near the 36-yard line. He gets 12 on that run, and a first down for the Rockets. It seems like after that initial hold, they've kind of taken a deep breath now and gotten themselves going offensively.
Yeah, Dino, it's hard to tell if that was a shovel forward or pitch lateral, but it worked.
This time, Klimak under center, first and 10. And he will give to Riley Richardson. Sometimes with these offenses on the read option, you just got to watch and wait and watch the quarterback. And this time it'll be Chris Riley Richardson for about a gain of 1, second down and 9. Offensive line, Colton Sheol at left tackle. Andrew Douglas, Cameron Fisher are your guards. Kyle Dirk at center. And Mike Hall is the right tackle. We're going to call his number more for as an offensive and defensive lineman than normal because he is having a terrific start to this season. Thank you, D-Man.
All right with that?
Yeah, somebody had we initially had the light off and then somebody decided to turn it back on. Helps us here to reduce the glare. As the toss will be Riley Richardson across the 40, across the 45 with a good head of steam out near the 48-yard line. Chris Riley Richardson moving them legs and moving the chains. First down for the Rockets.
You already see Riley Richardson's physicality at the point of attack. He's a load.
He is the deep man in the I formation. They'll pitch to him. Actually, it's not him. This time it's going to be Scarpino. And Scarpino able to get near midfield. Looked like he actually crossed midfield, but I don't think they're going to spot him there. He took it near the 50-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 2, second down and 8. Scarpino is a sophomore. He's run it. That was his 23rd carry of the year for 151 yards. But Donovan Washington got banged up last week in the win against St. Vincent St. Mary.
Look at this formation, Dino. Wow.
Yep.
4 wide to the right.
They fake to Scarpino, and the quarterback Climac will keep it. He'll cross the 50 and take it into Chardon territory, where it's going to be third down and long.
Well, you think about these Streetsboro guys, they got enough to worry about academically with all the classes, and then you got to memorize all those formations.
Right.
I mean, holy smokes. They're in a different formation every single play. It's incredible.
Third down and 7. They actually spot it right at midfield. Shotgun for Climax. They get set, and then they all in unison look over, there are 3 different personnel who signal in the play to them. It's hilarious. In motion is Scarpino, play fake, and a little dump-off pass. Golson's got it at the 40, to the 35, and knocked out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Keaton Zigafus, the cornerback, knocking him out of bounds, but that's another first down for the Rockets.
Love that play design, a little slip screen out the back door, and well executed.
Boy, after that holding penalty, everything's been positives here for the Hilltoppers. At the Chardon 35. Again, a little dump-off pass, left side. Riley Richardson inside the 30, and he'll go down to the 29. Joey Trevisano makes the tackle from his safety spot, but about a gain of 5 on first down for Riley Richardson. Chardon operates from the 4-3. They're strong on the ends. John Dinko and Miles Mendezoon are terrific. Joey Neidhurst and Gavin Slife are the defensive tackles. Vince Ferrante is a player to watch at that middle linebacker spot. 2nd and 5 for the Rockets. Golson in motion. They fake the jet sweep, and then they'll give it into Scarpino. And that time it's well read by the Hilltoppers.
Yes, that's a great point. That was very well done by Chardon, because you had a situation where I thought the play fake was well executed, and Chardon didn't bite on it.
Yeah, John Dinko stayed home from his end spot to make the stop. No gain, third down and 5. But we're seeing Scarpino get a few carries here early on. Third and 5. Riley Richardson in motion. They'll pitch right side to him, and he'll cross the 30 to the 29, but give me about 4 yards shy of the first down. And again, is that a forward pass? It's very close when they do these tosses laterally.
Right, Dino. By my count, that's 4 of those to Riley Richardson, and it depends on how the stats guy is going to call it. But
now they're going to go triple stack here on 4th down and 4. And Climac. Option pitch. Scarpino to the left. He will not get my partner was right on that. They bring him down for a loss back at the 30-yard line. Brady Toth, the safety, was there to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Wow. You know, you watched Streetsboro move down the field. I'm going to say with ease, but they were doing it methodically.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it clicked for Chardon. Like they said, no, we know what we're doing here. And in 4 plays, they shut the water off.
All right. So now the Hilltoppers with 6:43 to go. This is an important point. Time of possession is going to be critical here with the way these two teams go. We're already halfway through this first quarter. Joey Trevisano at quarterback, wearing number 21. I love it, like a John Hadel. Out of the wing tee on first down. It's Trevisano keeping it, and he'll plunge out near the 35-yard line. Gets close to 5 on first down, but you know, these two teams eat up time with the way they operate with their running game, Dennis, and you know, it's going to be, every possession is going to be important tonight.
Both teams want to make sure that the fans can still see a movie.
Yeah, exactly
still see a
right.
Friday night movie, because we are moving at a rapid pace.
Trevisano under center. DJ Bowman is the fullback. James Pettyjohn the tailback. They're split in the backfield. 2nd and 5. Long count for Trevisano. And this time he'll keep running left. Cuts at the 40. Out to the 45. He's to the 50. Trevisano to the 45. And finally run out of bounds at the 43 of the Rockets. And a first down for Chardon, courtesy of Joey Trevisano. He has thrown this year for 320 yards. He's run for another 422.
Well, that was a tremendous play by Hadel/Trevisano. But here's the thing. He's listed at 5'10". He likes to play smaller than that. As you saw there, he hunched over to try to hide and then popped out of the backfield.
Ball at the left hash at the Streetsboro 43, 1st and 10. Trevisano now will move DJ Bowman out to his left. In motion, Pettyjohn. He gets the carry. He runs left, and there's all kinds of flags and movement here, and it's going to be a false start against the Hilltoppers. Yeah, even when you could tell something wasn't necessarily right there because of the way Trevisano kind of motioned DJ Bowman to move and just kind of seemed to disrupt the entire course of the play.
Yeah. But you think about guys who want to play tall. Trevisano's a guy who wants to play small.
Yes.
He wants to hide behind his linemen so you can't find him when he's executing these fakes or he's holding onto the ball.
So that penalty will make it 1st and 15 now for the Hilltoppers. Move the football back to the Streetsboro 48. No score in a rapidly moving first quarter. Pettyjohn will get the carry. It's exact same play they were going to run. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, back about 5 yards to the 43. We've got late flags.
Late. That's going to be a personal foul of some sort because it came really
late, and it came downfield about 7 or 8 yards from where Pettyjohn went down.
It's on Streetsboro.
Yep. Dead ball. Oh.
Wow. Didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. I was watching Pettyjohn, but it was away from the play, and I don't have to say this, but you and I both were covering this 24 hours ago. Referees, I don't care if it's high school, college, or the pros, they're going to have zero tolerance after what happened last night with Myles Garrett. It's just unfortunate, but it's the way it goes.
Yep.
Bowman will get shifted to the right. That penalty now moves it all the way up to the 28 and a first down. It'll be Pettyjohn getting it swinging right side this time, inside the 25 down to the 24. Correct me there. It was actually Evan Ash, the ball carrier. Ash has had a pretty good year. Pettyjohn's been the workhorse, but, Ash has carried the ball 44 times. Pettyjohn this year, 142 carries, 945 yards, and 8 touchdowns, averaging about 7 yards per carry. 2nd and 5. As this time it'll be more of a pistol look here. Trevisano with a couple steps back. Sends Pettyjohn in motion. He'll keep it inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10, to the 5, and down all the way to the 2-yard line, where it will be 1st and goal for the Hilltoppers.
Pretty sure that was a trap, and it was a beauty because that was an enormous hole.
Gaping there by the Hilltopper offensive line, and it sets them up now 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Trevisano has scored 8 rushing touchdowns this year, as has Pettyjohn. But DJ Bowman has been their big scorer down here, their fullback. 1st and goal from the 2. Trevisano will turn and give left side into the end zone. That's a touchdown. James Pettyjohn takes it in from 2 yards out. That is touchdown number 9 of the year for Pettyjohn, and with 4:10 to go in the first quarter, Chardon takes a 6-0 lead. That was by Chardon standards, that was a fast-moving drive.
Yeah, they looked tremendous. Once their defense snapped into gear over here and turned it over on downs, they went down the field. The O went down the field with ease.
Here's Ziegenfuss for the extra point. Long count. Snap is on there. Kick is up. Line drive, and it bangs off the upright, but goes through. Just going through. Keaton has been very good, Ziegenfuss, this year. 38 of 39, now 39 out of 40. That was probably his most adventurous extra point of the season, but it is good enough for a 7-0 Chardon lead now with 4:10 to go in the first quarter. And, nothing fancy there. That's Hilltopper football. letting Joey Trevisano just kind of operate the offense and get everybody involved.
Joey Trevisano was magnificent, and how they mixed it up. And you wonder how much he's able to do, how much he's able to freelance. Does the coaching staff entrust him with, okay, if you see this, do this, or does he have to go with the play? But no matter what, he did a great job.
And here's the interesting thing. He also starts on defense as a safety. He had 2 interceptions last week in Chardon's victory over Dover. And that was a big win. I mean, Dover came in fresh off of upsetting New Philadelphia, the top seed in this region, in Region 9. And, I mean, Chardon really took it to him. 28-14 was the final. I think it felt probably worse for Dover than that. But, I mean, Trevisano played great on both sides of the football last week.
Dino, I got to ask you, is there anything you don't know about high school football?
Well,
you know, like every school, what they did, what they ate for breakfast, what practice they had in week 2. I mean, you're an encyclopedia.
I have ears. I have ears.
High school knowledge.
I have ears. I have ears.
Insane. It's awesome to behold. By the way, we're in the main press box. We're on the Streetsboro side. So when it gets quiet, the Hilltoppers.
That's how you know.
Something.
I turned the crowd mic down. Here comes Chris Golson off the return. He breaks one tackle at the 15, but then gets pummeled back at about the 19-yard line. Boy, that was, again, very painful for the Hilltopper, or for the Rockets, I should say. And it'll be 1st and 10 outside of the 20-yard line at the 19.
That was a return that looked like it might have something coming our way, but Chardon did a nice job of closing the hole, or whatever lane there was.
Yeah, you can hear. I just turned the crowd mic up. You can hear. It's very quiet.
If it's quiet, it's not good for Streetsboro.
No. All right, Climax.
With Streetsboro. There it is again.
Yeah, does the pitch left to Riley Richardson, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage right at the 19-yard line. Nothing doing that particular play. Vince Ferrante was over there, and Miles Mendezun, the defensive end, also on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
The little shovel pitch, and as we said, it's
we'll find out at halftime if how the statisticians score that, if it's a pass or a run. I think that one felt more like a run. Climax now on 2nd down. This time he's going to keep it. Quarterback draw to the 20. He'll get to about the 22, maybe the 23. So got a 4 on the pickup. It'll be a 3rd down and 7 coming up. But a good reaction after initially taking Chardon by surprise. The Hilltoppers came over to make the play.
Yeah, nice little wrinkle there with the design quarterback draw. But I'll say this, Dino. It's early, but this is a big 3rd down.
Agreed.
For Streetsboro, because
they can't go 3 and out.
Right back to Chardon after what Chardon just did.
Empty backfield on 3rd and 7. Here's Climax to throw right side. Pass intercepted at the 25-yard line. It's Toth at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Chardon Hilltoppers. Brady Toth with a pick 6 for the Hilltoppers.
Wow. And you know what? That's film study, too, because it looked like he knew the route. He knew what play was coming, and he jumped right in front of that throw, and there's your pick 6.
Boy, you said it right before that play. It was a huge play. Chardon was ready for it. Toth, the safety, was camped out beautifully, read the eyes of Mason Climax, and took that interception in for 6, about a 25-yard run back.
And you wonder if that's a case where we'll let them kick first, but while they're getting ready. You wonder if it's a case where the DBs are told, look, if they're in 3rd and this is probably what they're going to do.
So camp out, camp out. Yeah.
If they're going to throw, this is probably what they're going to do in this 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5 type. And that's exactly what happened. He read it and stepped, because he looked like he was in their huddle.
Yeah. I mean, perfect position. For Mason Climax, that's his first interception all year. Coming into that to tonight, as Ziegenfuss is now ready. There's a bit of a delay here for this extra point. 2:46 to go here in the first quarter. Snap and hold are good. The kick is up, and this time it is
no
perfect.
Bank shot needed.
No bank shot for Keaton Ziegenfuss.
Wow.
He puts it in 14-0 Hilltoppers. Mason Climax was 36 of 64 for 982 yards, 13 touchdowns, no interceptions. Had not been picked off all year until that one by Brady Toth just a moment ago.
Yeah, now you wonder, okay, You're down 14. Are you going to be able to run as much as you want to run when you're down like this? It's still early enough that you can come back, but and then the other thing is, do you start to have doubts about your ability to throw the ball?
Right.
Once you have a pick like that, where it seemed like they knew what was coming, the next time you got to do a 3rd and 6, what's your play call going to be?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's still too early for that, but at some point, yeah, it's going to affect your psyche. Chris Golson and Otis Florence are back deep to receive. Wow. How quickly this game turned.
Right, because Streetsboro got the ball first and was moving. It looked great.
Yeah, at one point
midfield.
Yeah, they had to about the 30-yard line of Chardon.
And then, as I said, Chardon just shut the water off. 4 plays, it was about 5 yards, and turned the ball over. And ever since then, Chardon's dominated.
Golson and Florence wait for the kick here from Keaton Zingerfoos with 2:46 to go in the first quarter. And Golson this time is going to let it go into the end zone for a touchback. 14-0, Chardon. A 2-yard touchdown run by James Pettyjohn. And then Brady Toth's pick 6 for a touchdown. And that is a absolutely just an incredible turn from the way this game started. And now the Rockets have to get their composure back at their own 20 and go to work.
And by the way, Toth did not have a clear path to the end zone. He weaved his way through the final 10 yards. So hats off to him for that.
Trips left here for the Rockets. One receiver right on 1st and 10 from their own 20. Climac will, and the rest of the team will look over, and they just, left tackle just move over and shifted. That's interesting. I guess you can do that. Riley Richardson in motion. The quarterback will keep it, and Climac is drilled back at about the 15-yard line. Cade McDevitt from his outside linebacker spot was one of the first to get in there to bust it up for about a 3-yard loss.
I thought I saw Brody Dotson as well, Dino, unless I got the wrong number there because, yeah, you're right. It's probably 36. I'm having trouble seeing that far away.
2nd down. They're going to call that a loss of 3. 2nd down and 17. And Chardon's defense is playing with some momentum. Climax swings out. Riley Richardson back at the 15. And he maybe got a yard to the 18. And that's really about it. It just didn't develop as quickly as the Rockets would have wanted to. McDevitt got over there to help clean it up and had some help back there from Kevin Doyle and Lucas Semler. 3rd down. And another 3rd and long here for the Rockets. We'll call it 3rd and 12. Climac lofts one deep left side. Pass caught dropped at the 45-yard line. Carter Giacomo had it, and it would have had about a 20-yard gain and just couldn't hold on. And Giacomo's had a terrific year catching the football for the Rockets, but not that one.
Yeah, that's good coverage by Zingerfoos, but the catch has got to be made.
Punting the football for the Rockets is Andrew Sway, and in single safety, I believe that's Joey Trevisano, it is, at his 47-yard line. Hilltoppers already up 14-0, and they're going to get the football in good field position here. The
wind
is short. Yeah, the wind.
That.
You're right. The wind just knocked it down. And it's going to roll to a stop and be down by Streetsboro at the Rocket 43-yard line. So that's only going to be a punt of about 22 yards.
Well, Dino, and that's something that has come up in the last half hour is the wind. Because when we were down on the field before the game, there was virtually no wind. But you look out to those flags, they're blowing straight into Streetsboro's face. And that punt got up to about, 30, 40 feet above the ground and just stopped. It hit the wind wall. So Chardon's got the wind at its back now.
Chardon right now.
14-0 lead.
Yeah. Everything going their way. From the Streetsboro 43. 1st down. Student body right here for Trevisano. He will be put down, though, behind the line of scrimmage, and it's Riley Richardson coming over to make the play. He's also the middle linebacker in addition to the running back, as Chris Riley Richardson will pull him down. Back, no gain will be the call, so mark it at the 43.
Here's the thing. I had Fetchick on that carry.
Oh, you're right.
I think Fetchick is
not
the
Trevisano. You're
now.
right. You're exactly right.
Yeah, number 12.
Good spotting, my friend.
Well, I just wonder what's going on with Trevisano, because Fetchick is the QB right now.
Yeah, he's under center. Gives to Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn runs left to the 40, to the 35, breaking tackles, and gets very close to the first down marker to about the 33. Now, we mentioned, Trevisano plays defense, and he also returns punts, so it might just be to give him a breather.
Yeah, and I watched Trevisano on that third down for Streetsboro, and he was playing free safety as normal. And then, but he is not in right now at quarterback.
Pettyjohn gets the first down as he got 10 on the play. Fetchick remains the quarterback. And so far, he's moving the football. We're under 30 seconds to go first quarter. 14-0 Chardon, and they are on the move. Two backs in the backfield. And it'll be Fetchick keeping it, running right, cuts inside at the 30, to the 25-20. Fetchick with the flag down, gets put down at about the 17.
That's going to be a hold on the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, downfield.
Certain. Or illegal use of hands, but it's going to go against Chardon.
Wipes out what would have been about a 16-yard run for Fetchick. But my partner's exactly right. I love when we have officials' microphones. Makes life so much easier.
Yeah, it's holding, and it's holding on Evan Ash, and he's got to go off the field and hear.
Explain to Miss Hewitt what happened.
It's never a pleasant deal when you have to run off the field to explain why you were guilty of holding.
5 seconds on the running clock here. 3, 2, 1. End of the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books here at Stewart Field in Solon. The Chardon Hilltoppers lead the Streetsboro Rockets by a count of 14-0. It will be 1st and 18 after that penalty when we start that second quarter. But, Streetsboro ate up almost the half of that first quarter clock on that opening drive, and it stalled. And then Chardon literally scored 14 points in about 2.5 minutes. And you're sitting there going, that's not usually the way the script plays out when wing T type teams play, but that's what we're seeing here thus far.
Yeah, the pick six will do that. You know, they add the 7 instantaneously to the 7 they already had. Now, Streetsboro gets a bit of a break here because the Hilltoppers are. Well, let me see here. I'm taking a look at that. I'm still wondering about what is happening at quarterback for Chardon, because you had said it's potentially a rest situation.
But now we're starting a quarter, and Fetchick is still your quarterback.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Very strange.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens on defense, because we know he's playing free safety.
Fetchick moves Bowman to his right, goes that little pistol mini shotgun, Pettyjohn in motion. And he'll get the carry. Pettyjohn breaks a tackle inside the 36 to the 35. Got about 6 on 1st and 18, so it'll be 2nd and 12 as we begin this second quarter at the Streetsboro 35-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least Streetsboro has the wind at its back for the second quarter, and Chardon's got to move into the wind. But when you're running the ball, it really doesn't matter that much.
Pettyjohn and Ash are the wings. Bowman, the lone man in the backfield in the wing T. And Drew Fetchick right now in at quarterback. In motion. Pettyjohn gets the carry, running left time this time, and goes nowhere. Well strung out by the Rocket defense as Carter Giacomo made the tackle from his safety spot. And that will bring up 3rd down and about 13.
All right, Streetsboro. Let's go. I mean, let's see what you got, because you're still relatively early in the game, but you're down 14, and they're inside your 35. You got to hold them here. Although, is this 4-down territory, Dino?
I would think so.
There's no way they're trying to field goal.
Yeah. No, not in these conditions.
What's the point of punting?
Yeah. Fetchick now on third down has a man in motion. I believe that's McDivitt swinging to the left. Third and about 10. It's Pettyjohn running it left to the 30, to the 29 before he's brought down there. So he gets about 4, and it sets up 4th and 6. So 4th and somewhat manageable. Streetsboro did a good job with Tyler Hall on the tackle.
And, Dino, let me say, Chris Golson doesn't get credit for the tackle, number 22 for Streetsboro, but he was the one who strung it out and made sure that his teammates were there for the tackle.
Yeah, kept it from going outside. 4th
down, you got to go for it.
Yeah, too far for a field goal, too close to punt. 4th and 6 for Chardon at the Streetsboro 29. Fetchick for the moment under center. 2 backs in the backfield. Could be a big momentum shift here. Fetchick to throw. Rolling right. Throws. Incomplete, looking for Pettyjohn at the 20-yard line.
Right there. Tremendous pressure by Lawrence Taylor, a.k.a. Andrew Douglas, number 56. Wow, he was all over Fetchick.
Big stop by the Rockets. By the way, Andrew Douglas, yeah, you want to hear Lawrence Taylor-like numbers? He wears 56, as my partner says. 10.5 sacks, 21 tackles for loss this year.
He's a big man, and he was right on top of the quarterback there.
Big man making a big play.
Huge stop for Streetsboro to stay connected to Chardon in this game.
Got some playoff scores here to pass along from my man Tyler Carey.
The fastest scores in the West.
First
in the
down. As a sack coming in here for Chardon, as coming in to make the play for the Hilltoppers is Miles Mendezoon, his 6.5 sack of the year, as he was able to get Mason Climack, who was rolling to his right. Aurora out to an early 13-3 lead over New Philadelphia in the second quarter. Sandusky shutting out Norwalk 14-0 in the second. Mansfield shutting out Holy Name 21-0 in the second. These are all Division III scores.
Dino, interestingly, Trevisano back on the field at his safety spot. So it's not an injury. There's a drop. Sorry, go ahead.
On that middle screen, it's dropped by tight end Hunter Hopperton. It was a low throw, but Hunter probably would say he should have made that catch. And after the sack, it's going to be 3rd and 17.
So there's no injury concern with Trevisano. He starts the game at quarterback, and Chardon looks good with him under center, but they go to the other quarterback, and we'll see how that plays out the rest of the game. But that was an interesting switch there, because we see Trevisano out there now, and he looks fine.
3rd and 17. Riley Richardson in motion, though. Fake pitch to him. Quarterback's going to keep it. Climack goes to the 30, out to the 31-yard line. Be well short of the first down, but at least he gives them a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of field position before he is finally brought down on that play. McDevitt was one of those over there to make the stop, and it will be another punting situation for Andrew Sway.
Yeah, that was well executed by Climack, and I think he might have been hurt a little bit by one of the officials.
Yeah.
It wasn't the official's fault, but he was trying to cut back, and the official was right there.
Also, Dylan Thomas get credit for helping to bring down Climack as Sway is ready to punt. Pressure in there, but he gets the kick away end over end. Trevisano makes the fair catch at his own 35-yard line. Nothing's wrong with Joey Trevisano. He's out there fielding punts as well. We'll see. He looks like he's going to stay in there on the offensive side here on this series.
And by the way, Dino, there are easier jobs in America than returning punts in Solon tonight.
Yeah, right.
With the wind and the cold, I mean, that's not easy to do. So I had helmet tip to any of these guys who hang on to these punts.
So it's 1st down and 10 here for Chardon. We've got 8:23 to go in the second quarter. Hilltoppers with a 14-0 lead, and they've got the football now at their own 35 as Trevisano moves DJ Bowman to the left. Under center is Joey on a long count. Man in motion, Pettyjohn, and the give is going to be to Bowman to the 40, and he'll go out to the 41-yard line and gets about 6 on the play.
I'll tell you what, Dino, Streetsboro, this is my first time watching them play. They've got some size on that line, on that interior.
Well, Mike Hall,
dudes, man.
Yeah, you look at 76, Mike Hall, 6'3", 290 pounds. It's a wonder why Ryan Day offered him a scholarship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tantalizing. They move him all over the place to the ends. Now he's a tackle. Second down, Trevisano keeps it, runs to the 45 and got upended right at that first down marker, but should be enough for a Hilltopper first down.
All right, so I think we figured out what it is. They were just giving Trevisano a break.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Because he's got so much to do, you might as well, weave in some breaks here and there, and he got one earlier in the half.
And Fetchick did a pretty good job on that last
yes,
series at quarterback.
I liked a lot of what I saw from Fetchick, including the way he carries out play fakes,
which is such a key if you're going to be successful in this wing T. So it's a first down for the Hilltoppers now as they move it to their own 46. High snap, Trevisano pulls down, gives to Pettyjohn to the 45-40. He's to the 35 and finally dragged down at the 31-yard line. Another first down for the Hilltoppers as... Let's see, Odin Florence was among those back on that tackle for Streetsboro to prevent a touchdown. But
Dino, Pettyjohn was running like he had one of those space heaters about 2 inches behind his feet. That was a quick burst. That goes without saying, quick burst.
Quick burst.
That was a burst through the hole, and then even more acceleration after that.
So the ball now is at the Rocket 31, first down. Trevisano gives, it's Pettyjohn again, and this time he is strung down at about the 28 for about a 3-yard pickup. Second down and 7. And we've got a Rocket slow to get up. And they're going to bring out the training staff here. That's one thing. When you go down, you mentioned how cold it is in the wind. I know this isn't like the old artificial turf, it's field turf, but it still hurts. When when you're just getting slammed down there and trying to make tackles, and the cold just adds to the misery sometimes.
Tremendous credit to all these. I don't want to make it sound like it's 20 below zero, but it's almost uncomfortably cold, out there on the field. And but when you're playing, you got all the adrenaline flowing. Now this, where you have an injury, you're down there. That meant the adrenaline's not there. I'm sure it's uncomfortable for multiple reasons.
As we didn't see who the injured Rocket was, but we can tell you with 6:17 to go in the first half, 14-0 Chardon as they got a touchdown run from James Pettyjohn from 2 yards out, and then Brady Toth with an interception return for a touchdown. And that's been our scoring. I mean, Streetsboro's had a couple of moments offensively here tonight, but they haven't been able to sustain it. And again, you're already halfway through the second quarter, and the Hilltoppers are on the move here with a second down and 7 when we resume action. You just almost get the feeling now this is what Chardon wants. They've got a 2-possession lead, and they're really able to do what they want to do offensively, and they can milk the clock.
Yeah,
which is a part of that benefit of playing in that wing T.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Like, it's hard, almost impossible to tell who the injured player is because we're screened, but trying to figure out what they're assessing, looking for any potential carts coming around. But there's a lot of people that are encircling the young man.
Well, we have a bunch of scores from Tyler Carey in Division I, Region 1. Menor shutting out McKinley 17-0. That's in the second quarter. Euclid and St. Edward was a 7:30 kickoff, so they've just gotten underway. In Division 2, Maslin shutting out Perry 21-0 in the second. Hoban and Mayfield scoreless in the second. I would have expected a lot. You can tell me a lot, but I would not have expected a scoreless game with those two teams. Avon leading Benedictine, and we just saw a week ago, 14-7 in the first. Wadsworth and Avon Lake knotted up at 7 in the second quarter. Mogador leading Fort Fry 6-0 in the second, and Cary and Hillsdale are scoreless in the second quarter.
Wonder if Charles Rosser has made any one-handed circus catches yet for the Benedictine Bengals.
I still
what a game that was last week.
That was.
By the way, both teams incredibly gracious, incredibly nice guys, and we got a chance to talk to the Benny's players and Benny's personnel, and Charles Rosser among them.
And Ronnie Schultz,
the quarterback. Really class acts. Great guys, and that was one of the better high school football games I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in terms of entertainment.
Still taking a lot of time here for this injured Streetsboro Rocket, and I think
they lifted him to the seated position, but nothing since then. He is seated, and there's no cart coming out.
No.
So
6:17 to go in the first half. Chardon 14, Streetsboro nothing. Again, the concern is just we've got an injured Streetsboro player, and as a matter of fact, I see one of the tournament managers, Mark McGuire, the former athletic director here at Solon, former Elyria and Elyria Catholic athletic director.
They just laid him back down.
Yeah.
So
I think they just told Mark, we may need to go get the stretcher. And as a matter of fact, Chardon's Mitch Hewitt, I think, is going to come with his trainer and just make sure that they, see if they can do anything here. But I think they're going to go call for the ambulance to come in, and now everybody's going to go to their respective sidelines. I'm with you. I think the young man was trying to get up, and it was like, nope, stay right there. Because you're just, with everything, you're just going to be cautious and not take any chances, and I think that's what the protocol is here in this particular game. Let's see, as I look over here, I believe that's what I saw, them motioning Mark McGuire to go and summon perhaps summon the paramedics. We're actually over on the other side, though. Now we have other people running on the field.
There you go. Yeah, they're getting ready to.
Okay. Yep.
To bring the ambulance in here. Now, we don't want to, create any panic here. It's not like anybody's frantic, but they're moving toward getting the young man to. There's the stretcher just came out of the ambulance.
Joey Trevisano is going to start taking some center snaps, just keep himself warm from his center, Jared Hall, just because it's cold out here and he's got to try to stay warm and stay loose. Everybody on the Streetsboro side is on one knee thinking about their teammate.
You got the golf cart coming from one side and and the stretcher coming from the other side.
Yeah, that's Mark McGuire driving the golf cart. Yeah, as Dennis says, the stretcher's coming in, and again, everything is just predicated on being cautious and not taking any chances. And whether I have no idea what they're looking at, whether it's a head injury, neck injury, anything like that, we have no idea. But in this case, caution is always the best.
I don't think it's a head because they had him in a seated position for a while.
Well, then you're exactly right.
I believe they weren't immobilizing him, but something just didn't sit right. And so they put him back down. They set him back down. Wow, there are a lot of people around.
Yeah, a lot of attention now right where the ball went down at the 27-yard line, as people from both sides and now will be members of the Solon Police Department are coming out to just to make sure anything we can do, anything you need, because the concern is obviously for the Streetsboro player. And we had
no chance to identify him.
No,
because he's been surrounded by personnel. There's just no way you could even think to see a jersey number, which is fine.
Yeah, it tells you how fast that the training staff came out to tend to him. We couldn't tell, who it was, which is great. He got all the care he needed, and again, trainers from both sides are over there now. Mitch Hewitt got all of his Chardon Hilltoppers now to go to one knee in tribute to the player. 6:17 to go in the second quarter. We're just on an injury delay here for a young man from Streetsboro who went down after the 3-yard run on first down by the Hilltoppers. And he's been down for a few minutes here as the training staff has tended to him. And now the rescue squad here is out there to get the young man on a stretcher and get him to a local hospital and just get him checked out. I see people starting to move up here a little bit. And you just want to see, and now everybody's backing up a little bit here. You just want to see everybody get some movement onto the stretcher here, and kind of the referees have all backed off at this point.
I sure hope it is not serious, but the longer this goes, all injuries are serious.
All injuries, right?
You know what I mean. Relatively speaking, it didn't seem like a lot initially, but then the longer it went on, and the more people that gathered around, now you start to wonder, okay, what exactly is the injury? And you just, hope and pray everything's okay.
And as Dennis said, there, by my count, there are about 12, 13 people who are over here as looks like they have the player on the board. Now they're lowering the stretcher down here to get him on the board and then onto the stretcher and get him to a nearby hospital. And you're just kind of waiting here for just waiting for a good sign. And they do have him on a stretcher, which is good. But this is going to be this could be one of those things here. Streetsboro is going to have to pick up here and whoever rally behind their teammate and kind of plow through and focus through with all this. Both teams are starting to get up off the knee here and clap, and looks like most of I think some of the Rockets are going to go and check on their teammate here, which is, you love seeing that. Again, we didn't get it. We have no idea who the player is for Streetsboro who was down, because he was immediately taken covered. But he is now on the stretcher and being taken off the field.
Wow.
Good job by everybody involved to do it right. And the young man will head to a local hospital here as he'll be taken off the field.
Just really hard to tell what it might be or who it is. And we'll have to get word from the Streetsboro personnel.
We saw Pete Thompson, the head coach, out just trying to get himself. And they're going to give, the referees are just basically told everybody, all the Chardon people are going to one end zone, all the Streetsboro people are going to the other end zone. Basically, it's like, all right, guys, you need a couple minutes to warm up. Go ahead. And I think everybody's going to get a chance just to loosen up and warm up because of the delay there for the injury. You know what? That's probably with the cold and the wind. It's probably a pretty smart thing to do. Just make sure everybody's loose and nobody gets hurt. After being out for a bit, so everybody just kind of gets a chance to go back, just do all the old stretches and the kicks and everything that you do during pregame warmups. You kind of do a quick version of it just to get loose and make sure everybody's limber and ready to play.
It's like a second start to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
In a halftime, another half, first halftime, if you will.
This had been a rapidly moving first half before the injury timeout. Let's see what Tyler Carey has here. And
Tyler Carey, fastest scores in America. They still haven't loaded the young man into the ambulance outside the gates. Yeah, it's just.
No, the text I gotten was from Brian Crane, who's down on the field, shooting video.
What does Craner say?
Oh, he was just checking in.
Any ident from him?
You know what? I should have asked him. I didn't even think about that. But we'll find out, I'm sure, at halftime who that was. 14-0 in favor of Chardon, as we're just on a bit of an injury delay here and a resumption. The players just, after a Streetsboro player, I should say, was injured and was taken off on a stretcher, The referee's giving the two teams just a couple of moments here to get loose up and warm back up here so we can resume action. When we do resume action, I think the officials have said we're ready to go. It's going to be Chardon with the football, 2nd and 7 at the Streetsboro 28-yard line. The officials are saying, okay, come on, guys, we're ready now.
Yeah, if there's any good news so far from what we've seen, there isn't like a rush to get the young man to the hospital.
Right.
It's like not an urgent trauma situation where they have to get him out of here. Otherwise, the ambulance
there would have been more urgency.
Yeah. What they're doing is they're being extremely cautious, but they're not saying we have to get him to the local hospital now.
Right.
So that's if there's any good news in it, that's the case.
All right, so out of the delay now, we're ready to go. 2nd and 7 for the Hilltoppers at the Rocket 28-yard line. Trevisano under center. Wings to each side. Bowman in the backfield. In motion is Pettyjohn. It's Bowman getting the carry, and he'll cross the 25 to the 24, and then he gets wrestled back at that point. He got about 4 on the pickup. Tyler Bodovitz, the cornerback, on the tackle for the Rockets. 3rd and we'll call it about 3.
Brought down by Cameron Fisher.
Cam Fisher also going to get credited for the tackle as well.
Brings up a 3rd down 3 for the Hilltoppers.
And this is 4-down territory certainly here for Chardon. And matter of fact, I think Trevisano's still in there. I wondered if they made the quarterback change, but Joey's in there under center, 3rd and 3. Pettyjohn in motion. Trevisano keeps and was able to just get out of the tackle of Mike Hall and dive forward. But
they spotted him well short.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they must have said he went down. He made himself small again and sort of had a nice little lean, but they had his knee down way early.
Boy, Mike Hall, credit him on the stop there, because I thought that they were going to say he dove forward and had the first down. It's a great play by Hall. 4th and 2. And first time now in a while we hear the Streetsboro fans, I should say, in front of us, getting into it. Big play here for the Rocket defense. 4th and 2 for Chardon. And they're going to take a timeout here. I don't know how long she was on the play clock here, but Mitch Hewitt wants to talk about it here with 4:31 to go in this first half. 4th and 2 coming up.
By the way, Dino, I want to make sure that the listeners and viewers know the ambulance has not left for the hospital. So, again, I feel like that's good news, all things considered, that, they loaded the young man onto the stretcher. They took him into the ambulance, but the ambulance has not gone anywhere. So, hopefully, things are settling down for that youngster, and he's going to be okay.
Now, on field, it's 4th and 2. And this is, Chardon was down here a little earlier in this quarter and couldn't execute on a 4th down. It was a 4th and long. They tried to pass. But in this case, you have to think, you're watching 21 and you're watching 27. I think if you're Streetsboro here, Trevisano and Pettyjohn.
Yeah.
Trevisano under center on 4th and 2. McDivitt goes in motion, shifts back left. Pettyjohn is the wing right. Bowman in the backfield. Yep. Long count for Trevisano on 4th and 2. McDivitt in motion. And it'll be a give to Bowman, and Bowman should have the first down on a second effort at the 20-yard line.
I'll say this, the second effort was key, and it almost looked like a broken play to me.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It looked like Trevisano was unsure of the handoff, but they were able to figure it out and get the first down.
Well, they'll take it. Wasn't pretty, but...
Okay, now the ambulance is on its way to the hospital. Just want to let people know.
First down now for the Hilltoppers at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, this could be a devastating blow for Streetsboro to give up a touchdown here, Dino.
3 in the backfield. Two men split, and then you got a wing player. It'll be Pettyjohn getting the carry at the 15. 10, 5, touchdown, James Pettyjohn.
Did he hit the hole in a hurry, Dino?
20 yards for Pettyjohn, his 10th touchdown of the year. And with 3:56 to go in the first half, Chardon leads it 20-0.
Oh, my goodness, this guy hits the hole. And I'll say this. I was giving plenty of credit to Fetchick for the way he executes play fakes. Trevisano was spectacular.
He's
in
a genius
executing
at
that
it.
play fake.
Here's Ziegenfuss for the extra point. Fetchick is the holder. Good snap, good hold, kick up, and it is good. 21-0 Hilltoppers with 3:56 to go in this first half, D-man. And, you mentioned it when it was 14-0 with about 2.5, 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Well, there's still a lot of time. Now, there's not as much time here for the Rockets. Yeah, there's still a half to go, but the way Chardon runs, I think there's more urgency, I guess is where I'm going with that. There's going to have to be some urgency offensively here to get some points on the board.
Let's summarize it this way. Streetsboro's in trouble, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're down 21 to a really good team. In these conditions, it's not going to be easy at all for Streetsboro to get back in this game. Now, the question is, how do they approach trying to come back from 21-0? Do they stay with their usual MO still and think, you know what, it's only late second, we're not going to panic until the fourth, or do they start throwing the ball?
Well, they have all their timeouts. 4 minutes.
They have the wind.
Yeah, they have the wind. 3:56 to go. Yeah, I don't know if you're in that need to throw it all the time mode yet.
Wouldn't surprise me if it's a squib or a line drive kick because they didn't want to get it into the wind.
Ziegenfuss approaches the football, and
No, he did get it into the wind and went nowhere.
Golson gets it on a couple of bounces at about the 11, and he's going to be brought down shy of the 15-yard line.
It worked out perfectly for Chardon. The ball was kicked up in the air. It stopped, dropped, was picked up, and the coverage team was right on it.
Yeah, Brody Dotson got down quickly to make that stop for the Hilltoppers. 1st and 10 for the Rockets. They'll spot it at their own 14-yard line.
This truly is gut check time for Streetsboro, Dino. They've got to, reach deep and figure out a way to stay in this game.
Climac with an empty backfield. He will go 3 wide receivers right, 2 receivers left. But keep in mind, Chris Riley Richardson might come in on a jet sweep. Yeah, here he comes. And they'll give to him, sweeping right, back at the 10, crosses the 15, gets to the 20, and out to about the 23-yard line. One of the better runs in the second quarter for Chris Riley Richardson as he's brought down at 23. Kevin Doyle on the stop.
And Brady Toth did a nice job on that one as well. That was a long way to run for Mr. Riley Richardson, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, they give him 10. He ran about 20 to get 10 yards. It's a first down. Quick drop here for Climac. He looks to throw. Nobody there. Then finally throws it into the bench incomplete. Golson was the closest man to the football at the 39-yard line, but just as he was rolling right, there was nobody there to throw to. 2nd and 10. As we mentioned, I mean, Mason Climac, it's not like they never throw the football. They do.
How many pass attempts?
64 coming into today.
In how many games?
11.
So, yeah, you're talking about
6 a game. Yeah. Riley Richardson in motion, fake to him, Climac to throw deep over the middle. Incomplete. He overshot Giacomo at the 50-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Giacomo had his man. He had him beat.
Yep.
And the coach for Streetsboro is livid with the referee about something. He's mad. He is really hot, one of the coaches. But that was a play that was there.
Yep.
I mean, it's not easy by any means to throw the ball right now, but that play was there.
Yeah, the fake to Riley Richardson, I think, completely froze Chardon there. 3rd and 10 for Streetsboro. Climack to throw. Lofts one right side and incomplete. Was looking for Giacomo. He and Ziegenfuss basically ran into each other, and it's incomplete. 4th and 10, and it's after getting the initial first down. It's going to be a punting situation for the Rockets with 3:20 to go in the first half.
Yeah, there wasn't much there on that pass. I mean, the one that he needed to hit
was the play before.
It just didn't work out.
Sway back at his 10 to await the snap. Gets it away, and it's end over end. Trevisano will let it bounce, and it's going to roll just inside the 45 to the Chardon 44-yard line, where it will be downed there by Tyler Hall. And Chardon, with 2 timeouts remaining in this first half, already leading 21-0, will take over 1st and 10. And the Hilltoppers can really put an exclamation point on this first half with a score here. I mean, they have come, especially defense. I mean, we talked all before the game started about the defense and hadn't allowed a second half point in 6 games and a fourth quarter point in 11 games. Its defense has been as good as advertised. 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers from their own 44. Trevisano stumbles as he comes out of the snap, and we've got a flag down as well. And back at the 41-yard line is where they're going to mark it. At least I thought I saw a flag down.
Yeah, they just got him for the stumble, and they downed him there.
Okay. So a loss of 3, second down and 13.
What was last week's score for Chardon?
28-14.
And you said nothing in the second half.
Correct.
So they're working on a game's worth of shutout football.
2nd and 13. Trevisano will go to the shotgun now. Again, with 2 wings. In motion is McDivitt to the right. And we've got a flag down and a timeout. Yep.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, not flag down. I'm sorry,
Trevisano
timeout.
not happy with one of his teammates who didn't know the play.
Yeah, and so they have to burn a timeout. That's been probably the only mistake of the first half. They've done everything else right. With 2:34 to go here before halftime and facing a 2nd and 13, they'll talk about it here.
I could never have played for a coach with all these motions and all the.
Oh.
I could never have remembered all the plays.
It used to be so much simpler, back in the day where you would have an alternator. One guy would come in, bring in the play call, and that's it. We get to the line, call the play, let's go. I mean, everything is so different now. You have so many audibles, and you look over to the sidelines and you have cue cards and color cards and things like that. Everything has changed so much in terms of how much information is given to the players. And to the players' credit, as the game has evolved, the players evolved in their ability to take in complicated systems.
I was so good at playground football. Just grab it, chuck it, run it. I didn't want to remember any plays.
Out of the timeout, 2nd and 13. Pettyjohn in motion. It'll be a give straight up the gut. Bowman will run it to the 50-yard line. And he's brought down. Giacomo was over there. Also over there is Andrew Douglas. And it sets up a 3rd down and about 5.
Dino, that's a quality run by Bowman, too. I mean, to get the yards that he did and give him a 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, 3rd and 5. This time it'll be Pettyjohn, but it's well read by Streetsboro, and Giacomo will make the tackle at the 49-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 3 and a timeout taken by the Rockets with 2:03 to go before halftime. So if you're Pete Thompson, you're thinking, okay, look, if we get a stop here on 4th and 3, and that's if – and I see Ziegenfuss out there, so they might be punting anyway. But let's stop the clock. Let's manage the clock here, and let's get ourselves an opportunity here to put something on before halftime. Because keep in mind, Streetsboro won the toss and received, so Chardon will get the football to start the second half.
Yeah, and if I'm Chardon here, I know they have a 21-0 lead, so they have some wiggle room, but I'm going to go ahead and punt this.
I would think so.
I'm not going to gamble and give Streetsboro a look from midfield.
Because what did we see last week? There was an 18-point lead at about this time with Brecksville and Benedictine, and Benedictine got the touchdown on the remarkable Rosser catch at the end of the first half. And then, but that touchdown completely swung the momentum from Brecksville to Benedictine, and that's the one thing here. You don't want to lose the momentum that you've picked up. As I see them break the huddle, the offense is on the field for the Hilltoppers. So at least at the moment, they're going to go for it. They may try to draw.
Are they going to try to get the draw because
offsides here?
It's 4, right?
Yeah, fourth and 3.
Yeah, they might try to get them to jump.
Under center, Trevisano. They'll go for it. Trevisano runs left, first down, 45. He's to the 40, to the 35, and finally brought down at the 31-yard line by Tyler Bodovitz. But that's a first down for the Hilltoppers.
So much for punting. I'll tell you what, Chardon, boy, they come right out of that timeout, and Trevisano runs the ball and does a great job. I think they took Streetsboro by surprise a little bit there. And I think Streetsboro was probably thinking they're going to try to draw us off with a hard count because they went early. That was an early snap.
That was an early snap,
so
yeah.
I think they caught them by surprise.
Hilltoppers 21, Rockets nothing. 1:56 to go before halftime. And Chardon on the move again after the first down run on 4th and 3 by Joey Trevisano. This time they'll go to the shotgun.
Another
timeout.
Oh, and the coach is livid.
My goodness.
Is he hot?
Well, because now the Hilltoppers are out of timeouts. And, again, you just get a first down, and then you have that happen, and that's never going to make a coach happy.
A Martian who dropped in on this game would never know that Chardon is up 21-0 because that coach was hot.
How about this score, D-Man? At the half, Mayfield Wildcats 3, the Hoban Knights nothing.
Wow.
The 4-time defending state champions are getting pushed, at least for a half so far, by Mayfield. We saw Mayfield, I wish you'd been with me 2 weeks ago when we were out there for Mayfield and Kenston. It was a tremendous game. But you walked away that night saying, boy, this Mayfield team is good. Are they Hoban good? Well, I'm not sure. If they're Massillon good, I'm not sure. But they're a really good undefeated football team. Ross Bandera has, at least to this point, has put a masterpiece up here so far against Hoban.
You wonder if the weather is wrecking havoc for both teams.
I wonder. First down, back to throw Trevisano. Looking, in trouble, rolling right, throws right, and that's out of bounds, incomplete at about the 17-yard line. Trevisano, that is only his 32nd pass attempt of the year.
That's called going for the kill shot right there. They were trying to put this game to bed, and Trevisano did a nice job of avoiding the sack. They couldn't afford to take a sack there if they want to get anything done with this possession, and he was able to run away from it.
Yeah, Chris Riley Richardson was chasing him there. 2nd and 10. That'll stop it with 1:48 to go. And Trevisano under center. McDevitt and Pettyjohn on the wings, and it'll be McDevitt getting it. I think they flipped it from Pettyjohn, and McDevitt goes inside the 30 and takes it down to the 28-yard line. For Cade McDevitt, that's only his 10th carry of the year. 10 carries, about 160 yards. That's a pretty good average.
Indeed.
Get 5 on that run. 3rd and 5. Again, Trevisano will go under center. Pettyjohn in motion. Pettyjohn swinging right. Gets inside the 25. Hall will bring him down at the 24. That sets up another 4th down here for the Hilltoppers. It'll be 4th and 2 with 1:06 to go in the first half. And we've got a Streetsboro Rockets slow to get up. It's Chris Golson. And Golson is limping, and I think he's got to limp off the field here. He's going to trot off. And it's going to be 4th and 2 for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I like the way Golson's played in this first half. Streetsboro can ill afford to lose him, and he's out now.
Big, another 4th down opportunity here, and Streetsboro is going to burn a timeout here and get their defense set up here in 4th and 2 with 56 seconds to go. Pete Thompson wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here because the margin, you're already down 21. You can ill afford to lose any more.
And I wonder if Coach Thompson is not saying, okay, listen, last time they did this 4th and inside of 5, They did not go for the hard count jump off. They actually snapped it. So be ready to go. They're going for it. They're not trying to get us to jump. Is that?
I think that, yeah. I mean,
Golson coming back in.
Yeah, that's good to see.
But he's limping a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you get a mentality as a D lineman where you're thinking, all right, are they going to try to hard count me, or are they serious about snapping the ball? Well, in this case, they're definitely going for it. There's no
ifs, ands, or buts.
So you got to be ready. The moment he gets under center, you got to get ready to attack.
They put the ball at the right hash at the 25. It's 4th and 2. As Trevisano positions Bowman to his right, off of that short shotgun, Pettygun in motion. It'll be Trevisano on the keeper, and he will get the first down to the 21-yard line. Well, again, with the wing tee, it's never anything fancy, but it's effective. They needed 2. They got 3. Right. It's a first down.
I think Trevisano moved his back to the right on purpose because he knew he was going to the left.
First down for the Hilltoppers.
This time Bowman is to his left. 43 seconds to go here in the first half. Clock on the move. Chardon on the move. The give. Pettyjohn inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10, and finally brought down at the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Clock will stop to move the chains, but remember, Chardon is out of timeouts. They had to burn timeouts on this drive. And let's see if Trevisano quickly hit to the line, and he'll spike it with 20 seconds to go. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Dino, I really like Pettyjohn. I mean, he runs with a purpose. I mean, he gets that first little seam, and he goes.
He's put together 6 foot, 210 pounds, but he run. I mean, he's like shot out of a cannon. When he gets that, when he hits the hole, he is lights out.
What a combination of runners, and the sophistication of this Chardon offense is really something to behold. Of course, the coaching staff would say, oh, they forgot a couple plays.
Yeah, right.
Well, guess what? They're still very, very good.
Trevisano with an empty backfield on 2nd and goal. Keeps it. Runs left to the 5. And Golson will bring him down. Riley Richardson over there to help him. Remember, Chardon can't stop the clock. 10, 9, 8,
you got to spike
7,
it, kick a field goal,
6,
I would think.
5. Can
hurry.
they get it? 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope. That's it. End of the half.
Oh, man.
End of the half.
That was a mismanaged final minute. And Chardon is furious with the officials, but I think, oh, man, the Chardon coach is livid.
Yeah, Mitch Hewitt is really unhappy. But Mitch is also going to be unhappy with the way his team managed the clock there down the stretch and had to burn timeouts.
Yeah, the coach was more upset, I think, with his team. He never really went over to the officials because some of the Chardon players thought it took a while to spot the ball, but the reality is that was a mismanaged clock.
Yep. All right, so that'll be the first half, and really the best moment there for Streetsboro in the entire first half was being able to stop the Hilltoppers there near the goal line. So that's the good news for Streetsboro. The bad news is the Rockets trail 21-0 over the Hilltoppers here at the break. Chardon's band and Streetsboro's band getting ready to go. We'll let you enjoy that. D-Man and I will be back with first half numbers. We'll have a scoreboard update and get you ready for the second half in a few moments. So enjoy the bands, everyone.
Top rated major ed advisors Debbie Staple and Caitlin Sanders. By drum major Will Squires, we proudly present the 2019 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. Tonight we'll be taking you back to the 60s and 70s with a tribute to the Motown era. To begin, here's a song made famous by Diana Ross. Here's Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Next, we take you back to 1964, featuring Chardon's own version of the Temptations. Here comes Mitchell Awaska, Nick Frost, Evan Baker, Robbie Frank, and Ken Leach. Here's My Girl. Although this artist never recorded for Motown, she was a dear friend of Berry Gordy and the Motown family. Featuring our talented Topperettes led by co-captains Hallie Parrish and Louisa Pukowski, we give you this hit by the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Here's R-E-S-P-E-C-T. And to close our show this evening, we go back to 1976 with this hit by the Spinners, featuring our trumpet, trombone, mellophone, and sousaphone sections, and featuring our great majorettes. To this driving hit, here's The Rubber Band Man. ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the 2019 edition of the Marching Rockets, led onto the field by Senior Drum Major Shakaya Sims. The Marching Rockets are under the direction of Head Director Mr. Vincent Hewell, Assistant Director Mrs. Allison Logan, Percussion Advisor Mr. Matthew Sichelli, and Auxiliary Advisor Ms. Emma Eastwood. We are proud to present our show tonight entitled, We're from Ohio. We open our show tonight with a song you all know, made popular by The Drew Carey Show. Here is Cleveland Rocks. This evening takes us to the other side of the state. From Cincinnati artist Walk the Moon and conducted by Junior Drum Major James Olson, here is the popular tune, Shut Up and Dance. Our final selection tonight brings us to our hometown of Streetsboro, Ohio. A fan and band favorite. Here is The Horse, of course. Marching Rockets would like to thank the Streetsboro Board of Education Administration and teachers for their continued support. The Marching Rockets would like to wish a safe, fun, and productive school year for both the Chardon and Streetsboro communities.
I hope you enjoyed the band at halftime, everyone. Dave DeNatale, Dennis Manoloff back with you here inside the press box at Stewart Field in Solon at the half. You've got a 21-0 Chardon lead over Streetsboro as we get ourselves resituated.
It's tough with the little tripod there.
Yes, indeed. All right, that'll work for the moment. D-Man, we got the first half numbers here, and as one might expect, it was pretty, one-sided. Chardon, thank you there. I appreciate that. Chardon, as far as total yards, 198. Streetsboro with 66. 40 on the ground for Streetsboro, 26 through the air, all 198 yards on the ground for Chardon. Joey Trevisano, 9 carries for 70 yards. James Pettyjohn had 11 carries for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mason Climack, 3 of 9 passing for 26 yards and his first interception of the season. Chris Riley Richardson, after a good start, 8 carries for 32 yards. And I mean, that's pretty much it as far as the numbers went. I mean, it was Chardon doing everything they wanted to do and Streetsboro not being able to come up with enough answers.
Yeah, Streetsboro is in trouble. There's no question about it. When you're down 21 to this caliber of a team. And by the way, unless you think that Chardon is going to rest on its laurels, the way that half ended, I can guarantee you that the coaching staff for Chardon laid into the Hilltoppers players for failing to figure out a way to at least try to get 3 points there at the end. And as a result, Chardon is playing this game probably like they're down 7, in their minds. So it's going to be an extremely difficult hill for the Streetsboro Rockets to climb.
Well, and keep in mind the Rockets received. So to start the game, they won the toss and received. So it's going to be Hilltopper football to start the second half. And again, one of the keys for them is being able to play ball control and be able to keep the football away from the Streetsboro offense. To tell you how good this Rocket offense was coming into tonight's game, they averaged 44 points per contest and just under 500 yards of total offense per game. But against Chardon's defense, they just have not had any answers tonight.
I could see a lot of defenses being flummoxed by what Streetsboro runs at you, or what comes at you with, but Chardon is too good of a team, at least to this point where it looks like they're not confused. They took the initial shot from Streetsboro and were staggered a little bit as Streetsboro moved down the field, and then it was 4 plays, 5 yards, turn the ball over inside the 30. And ever since then, Chardon's been fine.
You've been waiting for scores. Tyler Carey delivers.
The scores.
Here we go. In Division 3, Aurora just manhandling
the Green Men, right?
the top seed New Philadelphia, 27-3 in the third quarter. I'm not surprised Aurora's winning. I'm surprised by the margin. Bob Mahalik has them playing well. By the way, Aurora Chardon next week. Get there early and enjoy it if that is what the matchup ends up being. It looks like it's going to be Sandusky and Mayfield in Region 10, although Holy Name has come back a little bit. Mansfield leading Holy Name 28-14 in the third. Sandusky over Mansfield 24-7 in the third. Actually, it's not right. Sandusky over Norwalk 24-7 in the third. Let's see. Menor leading McKinley third quarter 27-7. That's a St. Ed over Euclid, 13-3 at the half. Mr. Rotsky has his team ready. Everybody loves Rotsky. Okay, in Division 2.
I want that Avon score from Telegraph Tyler.
Division 2, Region 6. Avon 28, Benedictine 14 at the half over at Byers Field. In Strongsville, how about this one? I thought this one would be a close game. Wadsworth 14, Avon Lake 14. That's at the half.
Wow.
Division 2, Region 5, Maslin over Perry, 35-7 in the third. Mayfield, as we're ready to start the second half, they lead Hoban as we start the third quarter in that game, 3-0. All right, Streetsboro ready to go as they will kick off. Sway will kick it off. The ball bounces between a couple of Hilltoppers. Somebody's got to pick it up, and they'll take a knee at the 11-yard line. That was almost a major disaster for the Hilltoppers.
All right, and that's a mistake made by Chardon right out of the chute in the second half. We'll see if Streetsboro can pounce.
Yeah, Sway just kind of angled it between the lines there, and it bounced over one line of Hilltoppers, and I don't know who that was trying to go pick it up and ended up having to basically take a knee and eat it at the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers there with the ball at the right hash. Over here on the near side, Trevisano ready to go on first down. Turns, gives, and there's Bowman to the 20, to the 25. Bowman still on his feet, and he'll push the pile close to the 30-yard line. Might be DJ Bowman's best run of the year. Young man ran quickly there on first down, and they will mark it at the 28-yard line, so give DJ a gain of about 17 and a first down for the Hilltoppers.
At the 28-yard line.
And Bowman averages about 5 yards a carry. It's not, you talk about Pettyjohn and you talk about Trevisano, but Bowman has had a good year, especially near the end zone. He's got 11 touchdowns. 1st and 10. Pettyjohn in motion. Pettyjohn gets the carry, running left to the 30, 35, to the 40, to the 45. Tried to keep himself from going out of bounds and couldn't do it. And we'll see where they actually spot this. Pettyjohn looked like he wanted to take it to the 50, but I think the officials are going to say he went out of bounds at the 41-yard line. That will be a gain of 11, though, and a first down for the Hilltoppers.
I would not want to get in a foot race with Mr. Pettyjohn. He would beat me like I was standing still. He's a fast man.
Yeah, he hustles. So it's a 1st and 10. So a first down run for Bowman and a first down run for Pettyjohn. At the 41 of the Hilltoppers, Joey Trevisano under center. And he fakes to Bowman, keeps it himself, knocks over a couple of would-be tacklers.
Wow.
And should have the first down, and he will, across the 50, down to the 48-yard line of the Rockets.
Joey Trevisano just dealing some punishment out right there.
That was Trevisano's 5'10", 165 pounds, and as my partner said, he went in there to dish out punishment.
I don't want to say the little big man because he's not little at 5'10", but he looks smaller out there, and he just lowered the pads, and bam, he gained an extra 5 yards after contact.
Under center, Trevisano, first down, and it's Bowman again. Bowman running inside the 45, refusing to be brought down. He'll go down to the 44. That's a gain of 4 for DJ Bowman. And I think to your point, D-Man, Mitch Hewitt talked to his guys about not letting off of the gas pedal, especially the way the first half ended, and his team has come out and responded very quickly.
Right, and Streetsboro gets the break on the opening kickoff with the little muff action by Chardon, but after that, Chardon's been on point.
Trevisano goes under center. Pettyjohn and Bowman split in the backfield. On second down, it'll be Pettyjohn to the 40. He's to the 35 and down to the 34. Another first down for the Hilltoppers. 14 more for James Pettyjohn.
And what I love about Pettyjohn is his knees. The Roger Craig knees. He's got them.
Yes.
He's got them way up in the air, and keeps your legs churning, and that's why he's able to get these additional yards.
Streetsboro 33.
McDevitt will be a wing left. And this time, Trevisano will give to Bowman. Breaks a tackle inside the 30. And as my partner said, with a perfect spin there. And he gets to the 29 and gets about 4. Boy, DJ Bowman is kind of softening up the middle of the defense and allowing Pettyjohn or Trevisano to go to the outside. Got about 5 on that first down. They're going to mark it down to the 28.
This is just precision football by Chardon. They technically sound. It's just it's something to watch.
Again, Trevisano under center, 2nd and 5 from the Streetsboro 28. This time he keeps it. He runs inside the 25, and he'll be brought down at the 21-yard line. Gain of 7. Move the chains again. Another first down. Joey Trevisano and the Chardon Hilltoppers.
6 on the play, 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
I mean, it's precision wing tee, ball handling, blocking, and it's done to an exact science.
Yep. They don't even need, not that they would want to, but they don't even need to throw the ball.
3 minutes already gone by here in this third quarter. Chardon already up 21-0, looking to add on more. Trevisano gives Bowman with a head of steam inside the 15, and DJ will go to the 14-yard line. Got about 7 on first down.
Yeah, kind of moving into dark territory down there. It's hard to see, but it looked like a nice little jump cut there.
Yeah, Bowman carried it 4 times in the first half, but I think he's carried it 4 times at least on this drive. They really wanted to use him to kind of punch holes in the middle of the defense. And matter of fact, Bowman in the backfield, and they'll take Trevisano out. And I believe that's now Fetchik back in there. Fetchik is the quarterback. Fetchik keeps it. He's to the 10 and gets wrestled down. I think they may actually not even spot him at the 10. No, take that back. They will. And Fetchick, though, it was a 2nd down and 3. Should have enough for a first down.
Yeah.
He does. And if they mark it right at the 10, it's going to be 1st and goal from there.
Fetchick had a spin there too, so that's probably coached by Chardon, how to spin off potential tackles.
Man, Fetchick in at quarterback now to finish off this drive. Bowman stands to his left. Pettyjohn and McDevitt are the wings. Pettyjohn in motion. Pettyjohn with the carry, running left, trying to get to the corner, and he's run out of bounds at about the 8-yard line, I think is where they'll spot it. Over there on the tackle or the push-out was Carter Giacomo.
Tick, 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 tick. I mean, this is everything you could have wanted if you are Chardon.
This is blueprinted.
Long drive to start the second half, up 21, chewing clock. Just a thing of beauty.
Trevisano returns at quarterback. I formation now in the backfield. 2nd and goal from the 6. Fake to Bowman. Trevisano keeps it. 5-4-3-2 to the 1, and he's in. That's a touchdown for Joey Trevisano. Camera goes flying. Bodies go flying. Touchdown, Chardon Hilltoppers. We'll see if we can't get that there.
The pesky camera. Wow, what a performance by the Chardon Hilltoppers. And you wonder if in some way the end of that first half sharpened their focus to the extent that what we saw just now.
I think so. I think it was just kind of Mitch Hewitt just saying, hey, look, don't let off the gas pedal here, and we can win this game and head to the regional finals. The extra point for Ziegenfuss is up, and it is good. Chardon on a collision course with Aurora next Friday in a regional final in Region 9.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's a monumental task right now for Streetsboro. It was bad enough at 21-0 with only a half to go against a ball control team that was getting the ball to start the second half. Now you just had Chardon go 85-plus yards, and in how many minutes? 7 minutes there?
About 4 minutes and 41 seconds.
Felt like about an hour.
Yeah.
It took them. But, yeah, they're in the driver's seat, of course, Chardon. It's just a matter of, staying fundamentally sound and don't make any stupid mistakes. And now if you're Streetsboro, it's desperation time. You've got to go into the desperation playbook. You can't expect your standard fare is going to work anymore. You got too big of a deficit to overcome.
No, you got to score quickly, and you're going to have to do onside kicks and things like that, because you have dug yourself into a gaping hole here in Solon. Pettyjohn has 2 touchdowns tonight. Trevisano gets his first touchdown of the night, his 9th touchdown rushing this season. And Brady Toth has a touchdown after a pick 6. Ziegenfuss to kick it off. And Florence and Golson both back deep to receive. And this ball is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And it'll be Ziegenfuss likes to kick it off in that direction. 1st and 10 at the 20 coming up here for the Streetsboro Rockets. Good luck with that if you can do better than I can. Was trying to get
Probably can't.
Was trying to get it leaned like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Oh, there you go, D-man. All right. I'm trying not to move too much here.
Well, you stay put. I'll stand up because I've got a tough angle here on the window.
Yeah, from that right side. Okay, on 1st down, Climax, before we can even get a playoff here, we've got whistles all over the place and a false start against the Rockets. Boy, you could go back to the way the first quarter started, and Streetsboro had it. They started about their own 10-yard line, and they took it inside the Chardon 30, and you sat there and you said, well, this is an offense that scores 40-plus points a game. We've got ourselves a shootout. But since then, the Rockets have been completely shut down as Climax will go to Jordan Scarpino. And Scarpino, with the penalty, will take it out to about the 17. Actually, take that back. That wasn't Scarpino. It was Riley Richardson. And it's going to be a gain of about 2 to the 17. 2nd down and 13. Scarpino and Riley Richardson standing alongside quarterback Mason Climack with 3 wide receivers. 2nd and 13. We're under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Chardon 28, Streetsboro nothing. Long count for Climack. He sends Scarpino in motion, and he will keep it. Will the quarterback? Oh, he got drilled back at the 12-yard line.
Dino, I don't understand this. I really don't. And I say this with all respect to the Streetsboro coaching staff, but what are we doing here?
Yeah,
it's 28-0. It's midway through the third quarter, and you're taking 25 to 30 seconds to get the play called,
and you're still running it on the ground.
What are we doing?
I take that back. The ball wasn't at the 17, at the 12. It's at the 17. 3rd and long. The throw caught by Scarpino at the 25, knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. They're going to be a little bit short of the first down. They needed to get to the 30. Going to be about 4 yards shy of the first down, and we'll see Sway in to punt the football.
Last place is 26. It'll be 4th down 4.
Probably the good throw that time for Mason Climack, but unfortunately not nearly enough.
For the Rockets.
And it'll be Joey Trevisano in single safety as he loosens up at his own 44 to await the punt from Sway with 6:01 to go in the third quarter. Yeah, 3 and out for this Rocket offense. It's been so good all year long. Short kick will be fielded by Trevisano. Fair catch. Called for and made right at the 44-yard line. I mean, just to illustrate how good this offense has been this year. Again, 44 points per game, 43.9 on average. And total offense, 485 yards. I mean, this is, to have this happen to them tonight, for Streetsboro, it has to be mind-numbing for them because of what they've done to everybody they've played this year.
Yeah. Now this is difficult, to say the least.
Because now, if you get the football back, if you're Streetsboro, before the fourth quarter starts, you might consider yourself lucky. Pettyjohn will get it running left on first down. He'll take it outside the 45 to the 47-yard line of the Hilltoppers. Get about 3 on that run, 2nd down and 7. Pettyjohn, over 1,000 yards for the season. Over 100 yards for the night.
3 on the play, 2nd down 7 for the Hilltoppers.
One of my favorite players, Lucas Semler for Chardon. He runs more than anybody. He runs wide on half the plays, but he never gets the ball.
No.
They got to reward Lucas one of these days.
As Fetchik is back in at quarterback, he keeps it, and he'll take it across the 50 down to the 48-yard line of the Rockets. Got about 5 there, and it'll be 3rd down and about 2. Yeah, I was looking at that when I was filling out my spotting charts. I'm like, Lucas Semler, starting wide receiver. No catches.
He needs one of those Fitbits because he runs for days in the formations, but he never gets the ball.
Right. Come on, Mitch, give him one bubble screen, something. 3rd and 2. Fetchik, place play fake, keeps it, gets the first down inside the 40 and takes it to the Streetsboro 37-yard line. A beautiful fake by quarterback Drew Fetchik.
If this is a boxing match, Chardon's got, its opponent in the corner, and they're just banging away. They're landing haymakers, shots to the abdomen, uppercuts, jabs. I mean, this is just the...
Yeah. And the TKO is about to be called here if they get another score, and they being Chardon here.
You don't want to say it's over before it's over, but this could be the end of it here if they score.
Pettyjohn, wing right. Bowman, the low man in the backfield. Bowman gets the pitch, running to his right to the 35, to the 30. DJ spinning, still on his feet, and finally gets tackled down at about the 28-yard line. Tyler Budovitz there on the tackle.
And that right there is an example of why you like the Chardon team. Bowman gets hit, and he doesn't go down initially. He keeps fighting, even if it's for 1 yard. He's grinding and battling. You just love to see that. And I'm not saying Streetsboro's offensive players don't do the same, but you can see why Chardon is where it is, because their backs deliver blows and don't go down on first contact.
Fetchick under center. Pettyjohn goes in motion, gets the carry, swinging left, needs help, cuts inside, and gets brought down back at about the line of scrimmage at the 28-yard line. It was busted up by Mike Hall.
One of the few times that Pettyjohn hasn't gained a big chunk on a carry. Streetsboro did a nice job of stringing that one out.
Yeah, Bodovitz made the tackle, but again, Mike Hall was the one who forced Pettyjohn to have to really take that wide. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 from the 28-yard line as we approach 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Toth is out wide left. You've got a wing left, and now 2 backs split in the backfield, Bowman and Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn gets the pitch. Pettyjohn gets the first down. Still on his feet inside the 20, and James Pettyjohn will be brought down at about the 16-yard line, and another first down for the Hilltoppers.
I don't know if that was designed or if it was a site adjustment, but a terrific job of pitching away from the blitz. The blitz was coming up the middle, and the pitch went wide, and they were able to gain the yards.
Closing moments here of this third quarter, 2:49 to play. Chardon already leading at 28-0. Any score here would trigger the running clock for the remainder of the game. 34.
Forgot about that, Dino.
Yeah, I just realized that. As Pettyjohn gets the carry, Pettyjohn inside the 5, sets it up at a 1st and goal at about the 3-yard line as he gets 13 more on that run. Boy, is he tough to bring down.
Pettyjohn is a beast. It looks like he's got...
It will be 1st and goal at the 3. Ash is a wing left. Pettyjohn and Bowman split in the backfield. Now they each go to a wing. Fetchick now goes to the pistol. Pettyjohn in motion. Fetchick will keep it. Fetchick will run it in. Let's have a signal.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Dino. I thought he was in.
Nope.
Wow. Sorry, Dino.
It's all right. I thought so, too. They'll give him a 2-yard gain just inside the 2 to the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. I don't think Fetchick has a touchdown this year.
Jumping Dino. I'm looking at 12, and I'm seeing him going in. Somebody made a heck of a tackle because he looked like he was walking in.
So 2nd and goal, just inside the 2. And again, Pettyjohn and Bowman split in the backfield. Fetchick under center. Fetchick will give. It's Pettyjohn spinning and in for the touchdown. James Pettyjohn with his 3rd touchdown of the football game. And he puts Chardon up 34-0 with 1:31 to go in the third quarter.
I mean, what more can you say about this Chardon precision offense? These guys, I know they made mistakes, and the coaching staff could point to them, but they look so good out there, especially in these difficult weather conditions.
And that's the thing, D-Man. When you play in late November, you've got to be able to run the football. Here's the extra point. It's up for Ziegenfuss, and it's good, 35-0 with 1:31 to go. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to be able to throw the football.
Even some of the believers are starting to exit the premises.
Yeah, Rocket Faithful says, I think enough is enough. And you used the boxing analogy. That touchdown
the knockout blow.
Yeah, that was the knockout blow. The fans are now saying, okay, enough is enough. Let's beat the traffic home. And the clock, again, will be in running mode for the remainder of the football game while it's a 30-plus point lead.
And listen, Chardon deserves 99% of the credit as opposed to Streetsboro being assigned the blame. I mean, to me, Chardon has taken the play to Streetsboro.
Yes.
And has just been better on both sides of the ball. And you have to tip your helmet to the other team sometimes. Of course, Streetsboro is competitive, and they wanted to win, but it just wasn't meant to be today. Chardon just too good.
Yeah, Chardon just is playing right now on another level, and that's
Dino, 2 quarterbacks. They have 2 quarterbacks who are interchangeable, and their numbers switch 21-12.
Right.
They might as well be the same guy.
Right.
So you have 2 quarterbacks who can execute this offense, not just one. It's an embarrassment of riches.
Right. And you get the feeling is Ziegenfuss will kick it off, and this is going to go to the end zone for a touchback with the win. You just get the feeling.
There's our guy.
Oh.
Look at him. Oh.
Lucas Semler.
Lucas is on fire.
Lucas Semler just did a 70-yard sprint down to the field
like
into the end
Carl
zone.
Lewis out there. He's like trying to catch the ball before it landed in the end zone.
Yeah, because the Streetsboro, they had Golson and Florence back there. They both gave up on the ball, went into the end zone. Semler's like, I want the ball. It's sitting there. I want to get that football.
They won't throw it to him, but he's like, you know what? Maybe I could catch a kickoff. I love
that. Lucas is amazing.
He's probably a track star.
We'll have to ask Mitch Hewitt about that down the field. It's on first down. It'll be a keeper for Mason Climack, and he's going to be put down behind the line of scrimmage at the 19-yard line. This game has been dominated by the Chardon on the line of scrimmage offense and defense. Joey Needhurst on that last tackle. We haven't had to call the defensive line a whole lot tonight for the Hilltoppers because they've done their jobs and allowed the linebackers and the ends to make plays. And just, it's been crazy. We're starting to get some finals in from Tyler Carey as we move here towards the fourth quarter. It'll be a quick pass out. The pass is caught right at the line of scrimmage. Riley Richardson, but he can't spin away, and he's put down right at the 20-yard line. Got a yard.
You know what, Dino? Not just on the scoreboard, but you wonder how much psychological damage Toth's pick did to Streetsboro.
I think it did a lot.
Was a devastating pick deep in Streetsboro's end, and it's a pick six, and it goes from 7-0 to 14-0. And I mean that was an enormous play in this football game.
Yeah, completely. I think you're right. I think it might have psyched out the Streetsboro offense. That's it for the third quarter. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Streetsboro at their own 20 to start the fourth quarter. And by the way, quick note, D-Man, you found out at halftime the injured player we had. The reason why we may actually be close to being done had it not been for the injury timeout, but that injury break, it was Colton Shell, who's both an offensive lineman and a linebacker for the Streetsboro Rockets. He was the young man who was tended to, was put on a stretcher, was taken to the hospital, and the ambulance is already back. And as you said earlier, I think it was a good sign that
there wasn't an urgency.
There was an urgency to get him out.
Well, yeah, we didn't want to give the identity until we double and triple checked with Streetsboro personnel, but the Streetsboro play-by-play voice, who's a teacher there, said that it was indeed Colton, and we double-checked that. So we wish the young man the best, and we hope everything works out for him.
Start the fourth quarter now, 3rd and 10, as Mason Climack will go back to throw. And he's being blitzed, sets up a middle screen. Pass caught at the 20, 25, 30. Golson to the 40. Golson to the 50. Down the left sidelines to the 30. And he's finally pushed out of bounds there. But a well-conceived middle screen that time to beat the blitz. Mason Climack to Chris Golson.
I never thought that play would work, especially at this stage, but it did. And, excellent job. That's Golson, who was hobbled in the first half. He looked really good on that play.
Yeah, they'll spot it at the Chardon 31, easily the best play of the night for the Rockets, as they'll go to Riley Richardson inside the 30, still going, and he'll be brought down at about the 27-yard line. About 4 for Chris Riley Richardson.
And this is where you get, the pride factor kicks in for both teams, but definitely Chardon saying we don't want to let him in. We don't want we want to shut out.
Yeah, we want the shutout. We haven't let a point. We haven't let any second half points in 6 games. Haven't had any fourth quarter points in 11 games. Climack pumping once, looking to throw, rolling right, fires. And the pass, diving attempt incomplete at the 18-yard line. Scarpino really laid out to try to make the catch and just couldn't pull it in. It was a nice effort, though, by Jordan Scarpino. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Rockets. As we said, it's been 11 games since Chardon allowed a point in the fourth quarter. 6 games since they've allowed a second half point.
Wow. That's a lot of streaks on the line.
Yeah. Playing in the conference that they play in against some of the teams they've played, that's pretty remarkable what they've done. All right, 3rd and 6, Climack rolling right, looking, throwing. Riley Richardson had it and couldn't pull it in at the 20-yard line. Was trying to turn up field as he had to reach back for the football, was being covered by cornerback Kevin Doyle, and it sets up 4th and 6. So we'll see what Streetsboro has here. Clock continuing to run. Again, we're in that mode.
Yeah.
9:45 and counting here to go in the 4th quarter.
I guess you just have to go with your standard play calls. There's no point in hurrying up here. I mean, you're almost conceding. You're down 35-0. It's not like you have to snap the ball every 5 seconds at this point.
As Climac is ready. 4th and 6 from the Chardon 27. Climac looking left.
Oh,
He's going to be sacked back at the 36-yard line. Oh, looked like he was shot out of a cannon. Trying to see the license plate number of who got the sack. It might have been Gavin Slife. I think it was. Wearing 62.
Yeah.
I believe that was Gavin who came in and made the sack. And I got to tell you, that was a big league hit on that sack. Aurora, by the way, had a big lead on New Philadelphia. It's tightened a little bit, 27-17 now. The Greenmen leading in the 4th quarter. That's who they will. Chardon will play the winner of that game next week. A boatload of scores from TC that will pass along here as the Hilltoppers will take over now with 9 minutes to go in the game. 1st and 10. And on the ground, it's Fetchik, and he'll cross the 35 to the 36 for a gain of 1. All right, D-Man, let's roll out the scores here. As we said, Aurora over New Philly, 27-17. Avon leading Benedictine now 42-21.
Wow.
That's a good
bet. He still put 21 up so far. But, yeah, Avon is something to see.
They are amazing.
Wow.
Wadsworth has grabbed the lead in Strongsville over Avon Lake 21-14. That's in the 4th quarter. Hoban, after being shut out in the first half, they lead Mayfield now 14-3. More scores here in a moment. As Fetchik ready to go now on 2nd and 9, gives, and I believe it might be Bowman on the carry, I think it was, out to the 45-yard line and close to the first down. We're starting to actually see some, as I say that, I don't think it was DJ. No, it was Bowman. Okay, excuse me. As we've got an injured Streetsboro player down, and it's Golson again at the 45-yard line.
I'll say this. Golson has given everything he's had.
Yes, and then some.
This guy has battled, and I think it's the leg again. He was hobbled in the first half. He had the big catch and run in the second half here, but he's definitely given it everything he has.
Well, and Golson, he's normally a safety. He's been playing linebacker here tonight because Donovan Washington's hurt. Washington got hurt last week against St. Vincent St. Mary, got cleared to play for this week, but then got hurt during the week. Unrelated to last week's injury. Let's see. Men are leading McKinley 27-13 in the 4th quarter. St. Ed over Euclid in the 3rd, 16-9. Jeff Haratsky's not going away without a fight. Maslin over Perry, 35-7 in the 4th quarter. Sandusky over Norwalk, 24-7 in the 4th. You've got Mansfield over Holy Name, 31-20 in the 4th. And Fort Fry and Mogador tied at 14 in the 4th quarter. Here in Solon, 35-0. Chardon leading Streetsboro with 8:01 to go in the 4th quarter. We're in running clock mode, but right now, Chris Golson is being tended to for the Streetsboro Rockets. And as my partner surmised, I think it's probably that ankle again, and he's going to gingerly walk off the field.
You give a ton of credit to a guy like Golson. You know, he laid it out there. He was battling on every play. And, I think the leg just wouldn't let him continue.
He's only a junior. He's one of those guys that'll be back next year for Pete Thompson and the Rockets. And,
grabbing his left leg. He's hobbled over here on the near side.
I would say the best is yet to come, though. This has been a breakthrough year for Streetsboro, but they're going to have more good times to come. They've got a lot of juniors and sophomores on this roster. As we've got another new quarterback in there, Bowman will run to the right, got upended as he crossed the 45 and dove forward to about the 48-yard line. Oh, boy. Our new quarterback Vukolija, I think is, if I remember how to say Max's last name. Max Vukolija, I believe is how to say it.
And here's the thing. Here's the competitor that Golson is. He wants back in. He wants to get back in.
Yep.
I think the training staff is like, oh,
No, you're done. You're done.
Good. He's like, no, I want to get in. So, Streetsboro, they're battle. They scrap. You know, they're going to fight you every down, figuratively speaking.
Bowman got 3 on that first down carry, 2nd down and 7. We'll see how Vukolija does running this offense. Both Fetchik and Trevisano were terrific tonight. And you got guys running into each other, but then the third man holds onto the football and goes out near first down inside the 45 to the 44 of the Rockets. And that's a first down pickup. Sean Carr, who's now, I think, in at fullback, he gets the first down run.
Here comes Golson.
Golson's like, I'm going to play, coach. I'm going to play.
I mean, again, this is why I love, the competitive spirit. I mean, this guy, his team's down 35-0.
And he wants to play.
Late in the fourth, he's like, put me out there, coach. My leg is hanging, and he's out there
He's out there playing, yep.
I don't think Chardon...
And he's playing out of position, too.
Yeah, I don't think Chardon's giving this ball up, by the way. I think this might be the last possession of the game. 6
minutes to go, and it's going to be a run to the right, and we've got another new running back in the game. Mitch Hewitt's going to give some opportunities to some guys. Evan Gardner, that ball carrier, and they're going to say Gardner got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And that will bring up 2nd and 10. And guess who made the tackle? Chris Golson.
Chris Golson. Wow, what a player. What a player.
Yeah.
On one leg, he's out there.
Yep.
His team's down 35-0. Youngsters, you want an inspiration for you? Chris Golson, number 22.
Yes.
Streetsboro.
We'll have an update here in Division 6 in a second. Mogador just got a big touchdown. 2nd and 10, 5:13 to go. Gardner in motion, and it's going to be the quarterback keeping it. Vukolija will go down to the 40-yard line. And that's going to be a gain of 4, and it will set up a 3rd down and 6. We're under 5 minutes to go. Yeah, that score in Division 6, Mogador beat Fort Fry tonight, 21-14. Tyler Knight scores a touchdown with 12 seconds left. So the Wildcats now the only local team in Northeast Ohio left in Division 6 because Hillsdale lost to Cary earlier tonight, 7-0.
Dino, any surprises for you, or what is the biggest surprise of the night so far?
Let's see. From the ones I'm looking at, Avon Lake losing to Wadsworth, I think, is probably the most surprising.
All right. And you were more than a little surprised about the 3-0 score.
Yeah.
But
less than surprised that Hoban has put 2 touchdowns on the board.
Has gotten it together in the second half.
Before this 3rd and 6, Menor, I was saying Menor because I was thinking about the Wildcat, the Cardinals, I should say. Timeout taken by Chardon. Let's see. So, yeah, Menor again was up 27-13, and St. Ed was up 16-9. Again, we'll wait and see what happens, but if those scores hold up, we will probably be at either Byers Field, is my guess, Byers Field, or at Brunswick Automart Stadium next Friday for Menor and St. Edward.
Wait, so where Menor and St. Edward would be where?
My guess,
one of those two places. Okay.
Either at Byers Field in Parma or at Brunswick Automart Stadium.
I was going to say, it's been a dream for me to do these games with you this fall, Dino. I hope the dream continues next week because for me to be able to do a Menor St. Ed game would be off the bucket list.
It would be amazing. I
can't wait.
That would be amazing. That is our game plan at this point. Things can change, but that is our mindset here going into next week. Tell you what, there is the clock rolls on here. We're under 4 minutes to go. And Maslin, by the way, has advanced to the regional final.
No shock.
35-7. As the give is to Gardner. Well, he bumped into the quarterback, and Gardner runs down to the 36-yard line. He gets 4 on 3rd down and 6, so it'll be 4th and 2.
The super high play fake, the up fake that went right into the chest of his running back.
So it's 4th and 2 as we are under 3:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. D-Man and I will head on the field, get a word with Mitch Hewitt, and we'll grab James Pettyjohn and get a couple of interviews. We'll put it on WKYC.com and on Twitter, and then start thinking about Week 13. Regional finals next Friday night. We've got movement along the lines. 4th and 2. The give will be on a swing around to the right and a first down. As that was Ash on the carry, that's a first down with 3 minutes to go. And, yeah, I would surmise, like my partner said, I think probably we're in a mode almost now with one more first down, and Chardon can pretty much put this one to bed. An impressive performance by the Hilltoppers tonight against a previously unbeaten 11-0 team. And I think you're exactly right. I think that pick 6 by Toth was really the key play in tonight's game. Really shell-shocked the Rockets. As the give will be it again to Ash. As it gets inside the 30, he'll take it down to the 25-yard line with 2:20 to go. About 7 on that gain for Evan Ash. Well, it won't be consolation tonight, but a remarkable season for the Streetsboro Rockets, winning their first ever playoff game, undefeated regular season, and with a good young core of sophomores and juniors coming back.
Yeah, I love the compete level from Streetsboro.
Me too.
I mean, they're out there giving it everything they have on every play. That's not the issue. The issue is just Chardon was the better team.
Yeah.
Period.
As they'll go to Gardner here on second down. Gardner swinging right side. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage by,
There's our guy,
Chris Golson.
Wow.
Brought down by Chris Golson.
I mean,
I'll tell you.
Can't be more impressed by a player on a losing team than I am by Golson on Streetsboro.
Yeah. Played special teams tonight. Made a big catch on offense and defense, despite the fact he's been hobbled with injuries. He has been one of their leading tacklers.
He's a gamer.
Yep.
That's all he is, a gamer.
3rd and 6. We're down to a minute to go here in the football game. Chardon on their way to the Division III Region 9 final next week. As they'll go on the ground, it'll be, I think, a give to the fullback that time. I think I know Keeney getting it. And they're going to be short of the first down with 45 seconds to go, and I think a timeout's been taken. That was Keeney, by the way, on the carry.
I might have a flag here.
Yeah, because I was wondering why. I'm like,
looked like the officials were eating all their flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personal foul called against the Rockets.
You know, I saw it. I saw the Hilltopper get thrown down, and what I believe to be the nearest official said, "I'm going to let it go."
Yeah.
But the far official said, "No, I'm not letting it go."
Because I'm with you. Once they started to kind of, we got into the 28-0 and now 35-0. The officials kind of put the flags away, but they didn't want to let that go. Now 27 seconds to go.
Victory formation, I would assume.
Yeah, Chardon is going to head to get a knee here, and actually, I don't even know if they need to run another play.
That's right, with the continuous clock.
15, 14. I think they'll go ahead and just go one knee here and say that will do it, and that's going to do it. The Chardon Hilltoppers come here to Solon and win in decisive fashion, 35-0 over the Streetsboro Rockets, and Chardon advances to the Division III Region 9 final next Friday night. A probable date with the Aurora Green Men, assuming Aurora holds on to beat New Philadelphia.
Message sent to Chardon's future opponent.
Get ready.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're really good.
Get ready.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Some of the regional final matchups next week, you can't go wrong. If it's Menor St. Edward, you're talking a potential Avon Wadsworth, Hoban against Maslin, and then these Chardon Hilltoppers against Aurora. You can't go wrong in any of them. But we'll let you know where we're going to be next week. And as we said, our target right now is to have Menor and St. Edward for you next Friday night, if that's indeed the result. D-Man and I will head to the field and get a conversation with Mitch Hewitt and also with James Pettyjohn. Congratulations to Chardon. They win it tonight 35-0 over Streetsboro. D-Man, it's always a pleasure, my friend.
Oh, it's been great, and thank you for having me, Dino.
For Dennis Manoloff, I'm Dave DeNatale. Thanks for watching and listening tonight. This has been a presentation of WKYC.com.